Hey tea heads, this is Don from Mei Leaf. Sometimes in life, mistakes happen. Life doesn't go according to plans, and when that happens, you just gotta move. You don't squirrel away the problem, you gotta adapt. You gotta be flexible, you gotta be like water, you've gotta find solutions, and sometimes those solutions are even better than your original intentions. And that's what I'm hoping is gonna happen today. Let me take you back a few years to 2022. I was tasting a load of Yunnan White Teas. The idea was to potentially use them for cakes as part of our paper cut range. So tumbling forest, floating lotus, etc. For those of you who know, you know. And I tasted a white tea from Yunnan, from Dashuishan, which I thought, wow, amazing, love it. And I was sort of thinking, shall I cake this? Shall I make it into a cake? Or shall I offer it to people as loose tea? And this was around the time when we were doing our white tea aging experiments. If you don't know those experiments, I'll put a link in the description below so you can find out more about that, where I was trying to work out, is it better to age cake aged or is it better to age white tea loose? And I thought, this is great. Let's order in some of this loose tea. And I loved it so much that I pulled the trigger on a fair amount. We ordered 50 kilograms of this amazing Yunnan white tea. Rubbing my hands with delight, found a great tea. Yes. Then the tea arrived. Went to the warehouse, picked up a sample, looked at it and thought, looks slightly different, but didn't really, my memory of all the teas that I've tasted can be a bit blurry. So, took it home, tasted it. And when I tasted it, I was like, this tastes different to what I remember. Pulled out the original sample, looked at it, slightly different, but there or thereabouts. Tasted it and noted that it was different enough that I had to reach out to my scout. And I said, hey, you know that tea that I ordered, that amazing Dashuishan? It's like, yep. It's like, I don't know, but doesn't quite match the sample, what I've received. Oh, no, it's definitely the right one, blah, 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 blah. Cheek. Took pictures, sent them back and forth, talked to the producers, etc. And I was a bit like, when I think that there's something that's happened, I'm generally right. So I stuck to it. I was like, no, I really want you to investigate this more, because I had tasted a fair few Yunnan white teas when I was doing this sampling from this scout. Anyway, long story short, it ended up, sure enough, the scout had messed up. She had labeled the sample wrong, so she put the wrong label, switched it. And so there were a few Dashuishan white teas, and because of the switch, I thought I had ordered this one, and it was from a different batch. Anyway, point is, there was a moment in 2022 I was like, well, what am I going to do with this tea? It's 50 kilograms of tea. When I tasted it, I liked it, but it just wasn't the same level of fruitiness compared with the original batch that I had ordered. And so what I decided to do was, let's find a solution. Let's age this. White tea ages, it gets better with age, or it changes in beautiful ways. We can bring out those fruity notes. So I stuck it in deep storage, 50 kilograms in the warehouse, put humidity packs in, and just put it away. Now, we do these experiments sometimes. Most of the time, in fact, pretty much all the time, they're intentional. We know what we're going to do before we order it. But occasionally this happens where a tea comes in and we're like, not quite what we had thought. Maybe it needs some more time, etc., etc. As I said, that hardly ever happens. Most of the time it's intentional. We know what we're doing, like Jade Star 6. We don't talk about Jade Star 6. But anyway, in this case, we put it in deep storage, in humidity, packed it up, sealed up, Mylar bags. Let's see what happens. So here we are, 3 years later, and I am about to unveil this tea, and I'm going to fall in love with it. I'm confident. I am a little bit worried. I've got 50 kilos of this tea. I am a bit worried. And if you hear that pitter patter, yes, London, the weather is turning and it is raining. Let me quickly scope this tea. Let me first of all smell it. Smells like it's got a bit of ferment. Ooh, a bit of like fruit sugars, like fruit roll-ups, you know, those fruit leathers. Like I said, sometimes the solution is better than your original intention. And I hope that that's what's happening here. Here is the tea. Can that focus, hopefully? You can see it's starting to look aged. Let me quickly scope this tea because it is a heavyweight tea on paper. This is from 100-year-old tea trees. So it's a dashu, old to ancient tea tree. Actually, the original batch that I ordered was younger. In fact, the original batch that I had ordered was on paper a lesser, you know, premium tea. This is from Dahusai village around Dashueshan in Linshan. Really famed village for making very powerful, very potent, very sort of strong mouthfeel, raw pu'er, sheng pu'er teas. So on paper, we've got an April 2022 Daiyezhong 100-year-old tea trees, 80 to 100-year-old tea trees from Dahusai in Linshan near Dashueshan in Yunnan. Elevation is high altitude, 2,000 meters. On paper, winner chicken dinner. However, let me just turn the water on. However, as I said, it didn't quite hit the high notes when it first arrived 3 years ago. 3 years later, deep storage. Let's see what happens. And this is either going to be a sink or swim moment. Yes. And if it's a sink moment, then let's not entertain that idea. Let's not entertain that it's going to be a sink moment. Let's gun for it being a revelatory experience, which is even better than what I had originally intended with the original batch. All right, here we go. I've got a little hedgehog tea pet here, which I'll try to make available. I don't have as many cameras as I normally do, so I have to do this to show you. Now, the reason I brought this out is because there was a little error in this one as well. So this is a mistakes video. So we had originally wanted the spikes of this hedgehog to be a brown color that turns silver when you pour hot water. And that's what the producer said that they did. But when it arrived, it was this funky, punky, pinky purple. And when you pour water on, it does go sort of silver. So you got the color changing, but a bit odd. So we reached out to the suppliers and said, yo, hello. Remember that color shift that we wanted? Why do we have pink hedgehogs? And they were like, oh, sorry. So what am I going to do with these? I like them. They're kind of cool. They're kind of funky. It wasn't my original plan. So they'll be available on the website. And yeah, pinky punky hedgehog. I think we'll probably sell them at a slightly reduced rate. This is what happens. You know, people who are in business, you know it, but we try to like pretend everything's hunky-dory. Nah, warts and all, people. But here we go. We are about to enter Dashueshan, high altitude white tea. I'm super excited, stressed about this moment. It's gonna be good. Whoa, funk machine. Whoa. Right. It's fruity, but in a really interesting way. What do I mean by that? I'm getting kombucha, but kombucha that's very fermenty. You know, you can smell the ferment, you can smell the SCOBY. Now, what was the humidity we put it at? 62? Which I think is about the right level. So it wasn't like we went crazy. Raisins, kombucha, but with that scoby in there, it's got that funky, not mushroomy, but it's just got like a real funk to it. It's got those fruit leathers. It's got like a bit of burnt sugar, a little bit of a razor rubbery note. Never a complaint as long as it's too much. I like that smell. It's got intensity, it's got character, it's got funk, it's got verve. It's got a slight creaminess as well. Like creme caramel, that burnt sugar on top of the cream, on top of the creme caramel, with like raisins, dark raisins, currants, soaked in like kombucha with a spiking of port. I'm liking it. It's different. It's different, but I'm liking it. All right. Have a little smell of the wet leaf. As you can see, the hedgehog is now turning a bit of a nuts purple now. So maybe this is a feature. Yeah, I'm going to sell this at full price. Look at that. Pink turns to purple. What a crazy punky hedgehog. You crazy punky hedgehog. All right, here we go. I can already smell that this has got like this drive to it, this tea. As I said, very well-known Dahu Sahib for making quite hefty shangpur. Wow, flowers. Whoa, okay. Ooh, yeah, the kombucha has been like cold brewed now with what flower? What flower? A flower. I don't know. I kind of want to say somewhere in between an elderflower and a jasmine, but more leaning on the elderflower. But with this heavy ferment note, and I'm getting like a black tea push, a black tea rounded caramel note, reminiscent of push button smile, and that sort of deep raisin to caramel, slightly woodsy and creamy. So let me try put that together. Spotted dick, custard, eaten in an autumnal forest. Hear the rain. Imagine it is. It's damp. It's rainy. It's autumn. It's smelling really good. But, as I have said countless times, but I will repeat one more time, aroma is very different from taste, mouthfeel, and finish. And that is where the tea will sink or swim, and body sensation. But taste, finish, mouthfeel, taste, finish, body sensation, that's where the true judgment happens. Or the true discernment or assessment happens. Don't like the word judgment. You do you. If you like it, you like it. It's not about pronouncing a verdict. It's just saying what I think. And as I've said many times before, I will only sell a tea if it's a tea that I would gift to my best friend. By that aroma, for sure I would. Liquor, nice, beautiful, light, amber, gold, and green. Just threw a few colors together. Merge those together. That's what I see in this cup. Little bubble hanging around. Texture first. Medium. Immediately hit with a mineral note. Quench. Taste. First thing that hits me is the woodsy note. I'm getting the pencil shaving note Again, not a criticism, as long as it's backed up with extra goodness. See, when I get stressed, I get even clumsier. Finish has that black tea, dried to sugared note, but it is just opening up. I feel like at the moment, in terms of this sink or swim, we're treading water. Let's see. I need to brew into it. It tastes like you can taste the age on it. You can taste, and I don't mean that. Okay, yeah, I'll say it. I don't mean that in the positive sense. I mean that like I can taste that it's been stored. So it's kind of got that like muted note to it. So I want to like brew it up again and let all of the character of the tea start to come out. First infusion is always the weakest, apart from like the 10th infusion. So, but it's nice. It's kind of woodsy, raisiny, and it's got like a freshness to it as well. A little butterscotch, salted butterscotch. And what's that freshness? Like river minerals, river pebbles. Please, come on now. 50 kilos of this tea. If this experiment didn't work, you know, it wasn't like a cheap experiment as well. I mean, yeah, okay, you're storing it, but you know, you got to like organize it all. You get the team to organize it, everything, you know, humidity control, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, little fruity note coming through, like a cooked apple fruitiness. Here we go. I can feel like this could have some potency to it as well. Hot. Okay, yeah. The creams are coming through. All right. The woodiness, that sort of stored pencil shaving note is like, it's still got woodiness, but now we're in the forest. Now we're eating those custards, raisins again. Yeah. Okay. Custards and raisins. I want the perky notes. It's all very caramelled, custard, raisins, woods. It's in the sort of mid to low tones. Lovely, beautiful structure, beautiful mouthfeel in the sense of it's got that like Shangpua mineral release. Lovely. But I'm looking for those mid to highs. In the aftertaste and in the taste, I'm looking for that. And I'm not getting it. Raisin, yeah, it's the closest we get to it. What am I looking for? I'm looking for, is there a bit of like fermented stone fruit? Is there some flowers? You know, is there something like quirky in that sort of like upper range? And instead what I'm getting is like a delightful but gentle, like magnolia floral sheet over the woods and the creams and the caramels and the raisins. Where's that port? Where's the kombucha? Okay, now I am getting really nervous. Okay, I'm going to brew up one more. Never a good sign when I'm jumping in through infusions like this. getting serious now. This is getting serious now. So the thing is, like, yeah, you could store it for longer, but 3 years in like a specific storage style would show me what it can do. Yeah, I could say, well, all right, like if I really liked what it was doing and I really wanted to do it, I could extend it for another year or 2 years. But the point is that if it's not doing what I want it to do, then it's not gonna do what I want it to do. Now, it is doing what I want it to do. I'll stop saying that. In the sense of developing that caramel note with aged whites, and the smell is great. The smell is so floral. Oh, it's like really creamy white flowers. I think that's the character of this tea. It's just creamy magnolia-y, no, not a word, magnolia white flower creaminess, lotus, and panna cotta. It's so, the smell is so like, it's kind of what you would want like a really amazing soap to smell like. It's an amazing smell. Come on now, translate. Sorry. Reminder, I've got to pick up my daughter. Come on now, translate. Come on now, translate. It's there, but it's not enough. Oh, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Okay. Stay your course. Stay true. Stick to the promises you make yourself. This is a great tea. It's super drinkable. It's yummy. Creams, woods, raisins, magnolia little top notes, touch of love hearts, sherbety note. Lovely. Would I gift this to my best friend? It's knocking on the door, but it doesn't have enough in. It doesn't have. There's a hole. There's something that's just. There's something that's not missing, but there's something that needs turning up. And it doesn't matter how much I brew into it, it's not going to come out enough so that the balance works. It's on paper a specialty. Old tree, Dahusai, Linsang, Dashue Shan, white tea, 2,000 meters. Aged now for 3 years. But what is, I mean, I've said it so many times. What you read on paper, what you read on a website can be like, woohoo, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't translate into the experience. Now, the only thing that I will say is this body sensation is starting to set in, and I'm getting this rising, airy feeling. Oof, yeah, it's a very airy, floaty feeling that I'm just starting to pick up here. But I've always said to myself, it's like you can't just sell a tea just on body sensation, unless that body sensation is just like stick a rocket where the sun don't shine and, you know, light you up. Like if it's something that's just like crazy. This potentially is a good, it's a good tea drunk tea. It's a good taste, but it ain't pinnacle. It ain't pinnacle. What would you do? What would you do? Let me know. What should I do? What should I do? Go check out the link, which is no doubt in the description below, I think. And I'm going to turn this camera off and think about what I'm going to do. And I'll write it on the website so you can go check out what I'm doing. It is a great tea. It's not a tea that I hand on wherever, hand on my soul, I could say, is something that I would have selected. And I won't do you like that, people. So I have no idea. To be continued, sink or swim. Yeah, it's just, it's bobbing around, but it's, I'm afraid it's getting very wet. Yeah, can't do it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. You will find out in another video, or check out the link below. But right now, I am a disappointed Don. But hey, that's the way it goes. Check out what happens next, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye. Scheisse!